guys, welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me again. Just a follow-up video on my last one about coolant. Another thing you have to think about with your coolant is not only the antifreeze and anti-boil factors, which we covered on the last video. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, just a couple of videos before. And this time we're going to check, I'm not sure what the best word is, but if you don't have the right coolant in it, the right strength at least, you're open to electrolysis, corrosion, rust and everything to happen inside your engine, which is a big no-no, especially if you're going to keep it a while. This car's 22 years old and it's got an alloy head on it, so alloy's even worse than it's got a cast iron block on it, so that could rust quite easily. So anyway, what we're going to do today is use a multimeter, which most handymen would have around the place. And that noise is my leg hitting a wheelbarrow. There you go. If you don't have one, they're pretty cheap. You can pick them up online or somewhere else. But what we're going to do is the black side, we're going to put on the negative, black to black on your battery. So black, negative to negative, and then the positive we're going to dip in the coolant in here. So I've already done it cold this morning. So I've just been out, so the engine's hot. So I'm going to take the cap off the overflow tank and the filler. That's where you fill it up from. So I probably don't advise to do it when it's hot because it could all spew out. But anyway, I'm going to do it. I did it in the last video. It's not too bad. I'll just grab a rag. Real time too, not much editing. So just get a rag, so stop yourself from getting burnt. If you do it, I'd recommend don't do it when it's hot. Oh, there's no pressure there, I'm surprised. No pressure anyway, it's really hot, so set your multimeter, voltmeter onto 20 volts or 12 volts if that's what it's got, but I'll set it to 20. No, it's actually, I think it's 12 volts. Can't work that out. I always just give it a test on the battery. No, she's not hooked up in there for some reason. Something's not right. It was working this morning. Murphy's Law. Ever heard of it? When you're trying to do something? Oh, that might be it. Might have had the wrong button on. Yeah, there we go. Yep, she's working now. Yep. Now the trick is it's showing 12.99 volts on the battery because it's just been running, and what you're looking for is 0.4 of a volt. If it's showing more than 0.4 of a volt, that means your coolant's no good. You're going to be susceptible to corrosion, electrolysis and rust. And if it's above 4, that is, but if it's 4 and below, that means your coolant's good. When I did it cold this morning, it was 0.3, so that was good. So let me give it a check here now. Yeah, 0.35. 0.35. So that's perfect. Not sure if you can see that or not. No, you wouldn't see that. Yeah. 0.36, 0.35, so it's perfect. 4 and under is good. I think I said in the last video that I haven't changed the coolant in this car for at least a few years, but once every 6 months I might put a little bit of concentrated coolant in, which probably helps to keep the system in good shape. Anyway, that's about it. I didn't get any close up. I'll get a little bit of a close. That's me on the wheelbarrow again. I'll get a little close up there. Pretty easy. There you go, can you see that? Volts, 12.97, which is on the battery, which is good. And then we just stick her in there, like so, in the coolant, the positive, the red one in the coolant. And there you go, we've got 0.33. So that's perfect. It's below 0.4, like I say, 0.4 and below is good. And above 4 is not good. And here's my little mate, here's boy, Solo. Sit, sit, sit. That's a boy, huh? What do you want, eh? You want to go outside? While I'm here, I might as well do some basic maintenance. Just some checks that I do every now and then. The coolant is actually over full. You'll notice when the engine's cold, it will be lower. So you're best to, I always put it to the maximum mark when the engine's cold. So it's actually above maximum at the moment. You won't be able to see the mark, but I've just had the engine's hot, as I was just saying. So we'll check the power steering fluid. I honestly wouldn't know if new cars, I think they might even have 12 volt or power steering these days. On this one here, you just thread it in. It's got hot and cold settings, so it's full on hot. Well, it's a little bit under actually, but it's not on add, so yeah, so she's right, full. I'll just check it once more, but I haven't, it doesn't seem to leak, so yeah, I don't think it needs any. Add is, yeah. Oh, I might put a little bit in that, just to make sure. And anything, rule of thumb, anything that's yellow you should check. So now it's the engine oil. Pull it out and just wipe it on a rag. Especially when you've been running, it tends to sort of go all the way up the stick. So I always wipe it. You probably won't see that, but it's in the OK, which starts right at my finger and it's right in the middle of OK, so that's good. Nice clean oil, as you notice. I only did a service on it about, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 k's ago, so it's in good shape. There's another one over the back, yellow, but that's just for your windscreen washers, which I filled up just the other day. This time of year, I just went out and, you know, you get quite a lot of bugs over the front of the car and on the windscreen. So it's good to have some good windscreen washer. Another thing with the engine oil, you know, most people probably know all this stuff anyway, but you really don't have to wipe it if you're checking in the morning. I don't, at least anyway, because everything's down at the bottom. So, but everything's good. I've got a maintenance free battery, so I don't have to check that. That's been in there for, what's that, going on 4 years. And check your brake fluid as well. And it's, I don't even know where the level mark is on that. Yep, it's can't read upside down. Yeah, minimum. It's about halfway between minimum and maximum, so that's perfect. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're wondering what this is here for, it's a Ryobi cordless blower, just to keep the bonnet up, because the struts are a bit worn over the years, I guess, and the bonnet won't stay up. So that's what that's there for. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.